Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We have to understand the life in its totality. If we understand partially a part of it, then our understanding will be incomplete. And when the understanding is incomplete, the conclusions cannot be correct. It is something like, if we take only one reading about the body, the reading is the blood pressure is okay. But that doesn't mean the whole health is okay. We have to check every organ. Then only we can conclude, yes, the body is healthy totally. In the same manner, when we think about life, life cannot be thought about only my life or your life. Life has to be understood in the completeness. For example, our body is made up of 5 elements. So, from the total elements, these 5 samples were drawn and the body is made. So, from the total heat, a part of heat is brought and the body is kept alive. Then from the total air, a part of the air is included and the body is alive. From the total waters, a part of water is included in the body is alive. And from the total earth, a part of it in the form of the food is brought and the body is alive. Thus, our life is not independent of the totality. So when we talk about life, we have to understand both the internal and external. And this is what is said in this third question which we have seen. The question was, how katham esha pranaha jayate katham ayati asmin sharire, how the jiva or the soul or the life is born, how it enters the body, how it gets divided into different parts, how it is supporting the inner and outer world. So, the teacher says, Atmanaha esha prano jayate. So, this prana, the life, the individual, the jiva, is nothing but the expression of the absolute, like the shadow also comes out of the man. In the same manner, the jiva also comes out of the self, the absolute reality. Now the second topic. When we say the shadow comes out of the man, does it mean shadow is an object? You cannot study shadow. What are the characteristics of the shadow? What is the height? What is the length? What is the size? What is the weight of the shadow? See, it only appears. It is not the real one. Real one is the person. Exactly the same way. The reality is the absolute self, and the jiva or the soul is like a shadow which appears but which is not. After having told this, then the story continues that how this jiva who has now manifested in the body, how does he support the body? So it was said that these prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana, these 5 divisions are nothing but the 5 physiological systems by which the body's life is kept alive. Otherwise the body will fall dead. So that one air outside is entering the body and gets differentiated into 5 physiological differences. There is no structural difference. See, like a man you take. Now the man is son, husband and father. So there are not 3 men, only one man. So the difference is only functional, not structural. So when he is with his father, he is a son, therefore he has got a different appearance. He has got two horns and a tail. Why? He is with the father. When he is with his wife as a husband, then he has got the face of a monkey. No. And when he is with his own son, that doesn't mean he is like an elephant. No. Structurally, the man continues to be same. Functionally, they are different. Exactly the same way. The prana, the life is the same. Function-wise, it gets differentiated. And the functions we have seen, prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana, and their loci, their locations in the body, that was also told, and how this body is maintained from inside, and how this jiva is thus living life in the body. And then after having told this, then it is said, atha ekayoho urdhva udanaha punyena punyam lokam neti papena papam ubhabhyam eva manushya lokam. Now udana vayu is the one because of which the body is left by the jiva and he goes to the different worlds. This was regarding the division of life inside the body. So life is divided functionally in 5 functional differences. Like the digestion is different, blood circulation is different, the nervous system is different, the muscular system is different. See? They are different functionally. But all of them are nothing but the life. Now after having said this, now in the external world, how the life is divided in the external world. So there we were told, Aditya havai bhaya pranaha udayati esha yena chakshusham pranam anugrinnanaha. So in the outer world, the prana is the sun, the prithvi, the earth is the apana, akasha is the samana, and the air, total air is the vyana. And udana is the tej, fire. Tejo hava udana tasmat upashanta teja punarbhavam indriyasai manasi sampadyamanaihi. And the fire element is the udana vayu. In this manner, the individuality is in touch with the totality. See, if there is no contact between the individual waters with the total waters, there will be dehydration and death. If there is no continuous, contact between the inner air and the outer air, death is guaranteed. If there is no contact of the element earth outside and element earth inside in the form of the food, if there is no contact, the body will die. In this manner, the body, the life is maintained by a constant synchronized contact between the totality and individuality. See friends, this is what is called as the life. Now after it is said, then this jiva, the teacher now says in the last but one verse, Ja evam vidvan pranam veda na asya prajahiyate amruto bhavati esha shloka. So he who thus understands the meaning of life. This is the meaning of life. In this, who dies and who is born? See friends, take this example. Once I went somewhere and in that child's room he took me, Swamiji, please come and see my room. So I went. And out of, those plastic blocks, he prepared many beautiful things. A house, a city, a theater, a garden, everything he prepared. He said, see how I prepared. I said, what is there to see? You are not going to give me. Why should I see? No, you ask whatever you want, I'll give you. I said, okay, give me the house. I don't have a house. He said, take the house, but I'll take away my blocks because I have to prepare something else. Now, if the blocks are taken out of the house, can the house exist? So what is a house? House appears but doesn't exist. Exactly, this is the truth. See, just get this point, it's very simple, it's not difficult. Then we go beyond the soul. Or else all the time the same dumb things, last life, this life, next life, hell and heaven, sin and merit. How long will you talk on these topics? See, the purpose of telling this in the scriptures is to bring to our cognition that we are only the manifestation. We are not the individuality. See? If we take out different parts, let us take a small car. So car is complete thing. And take the weight of the car. Suppose the weight is, let us take, half a kilo. It's a toy car. And then remove all the parts separately. And put them in a plastic bag. Now ask the question, where is the car? Car is dead or alive? The rule is pararthasya sanghatasya pararthatvat. This is the rule. Anything which is made out of parts is meant for something else. It is not meant for the parts. Like, the car is made out of the chassis, then the wheels and the steering and the body and the seats and the stepney, tires, engine, wipers, AC system, music system. Now, is the car meant for these things? Car is meant for someone other who is not the part of the whole assembly. And when the various parts of the car are separated out, do we mean that the car died? Exactly the same way. When the body dies, what happens? The element fire goes back to element fire. The element water goes back to element water. The earth goes back to earth. The air goes back to total air. And the space which was occupied by this body, that space is released. Who died? This is the meaning of soul and going beyond the soul. Otherwise, whole life we will spend only on this dumb thing called as last life, this life, Ram, Ram, Ram. You remove this theme, they have nothing to talk. See? Therefore, this is the purpose. Evam vidvan pranam veda. He who thus knows the meaning of life. See? Na hi asya praja hiyate. For him, there is nobody who dies. See, friend, nobody dies at all. And therefore, amruto bhavati. By living itself, he is immortal. See, friends. Now just take these few observations. The air comes and goes, comes and goes, comes and goes. What is our contribution in that? Are we breathing? No. Breathing is just happening. So if the breathing stops, why should we worry? Really? How simple it is. If the traffic is going on the road, are we doing anything? No. If the traffic stops, why let it stop, who cares? Get this point across, friends. The very purpose of study of the scriptures is this. Go beyond the element of fear from your life. Otherwise, all the time leading a fearful existence. I don't know what will happen. Some people ask this question. Swamiji, I am having this great fear about death. What should I do? I said, don't fear. I promise you, I guarantee you, you will die. See? Fear about what? Death, that whether I'll die or not. That can be only fear, isn't it? So you will die. Don't be afraid. You will die. Next. No, when I die, what will happen to my wife, my children, my property, my money, my business? When I disappear, my doesn't exist. The Maya has existence with reference to I. If I is not there, where is the question of my? See, friends, this is the meaning, the going beyond the soul. Otherwise, we keep on the same dumb things, on the last day of judgment. One person asked me this question. Swamiji, according to the Christian mythology, when they say on the day of judgment, God will give the judgment to everybody. I said, He will give judgment, He won't do justice. Judgment is different than justice, isn't it? Judgment simply tell right, wrong. That is not going to help us. And then I told it is never going to happen. Why? Because the judgment can be given when the last Christian will die. You see, how can the match be over without all the players are out? In the same manner, unless the last Christian dies, there cannot be judgment. Till then, what these fellows in the grave will be doing? We'll make a pickle out of and eat it. See, friends, the principle is totally misunderstood. What is meant is that the embodied is other than the body, and that embodied is called as the soul. And what is the soul we have studied here? And then we come to know soul is not an individuality. Like the light in the bulb is not individuality, is a manifestation. So when the bulb becomes fused, where the light goes? To the heavens. Nowhere. Because there is nowhere. About this there is a verse, Utpattim ayatim sthanam vibhutvam chaiva panchada adhyatmam chaiva pranasya vidnyayamrutam ashnute iti. So, there is a support given here. He who knows the birth of this jiva and the place and how he is permeated in and through the totality and individuality, and how the one reality appears to be have divided into five. Now see, when a man is referred as the son, the husband, the father, the brother and the father-in-law, the same man is referred 5 ways. Has he become 5? In the same manner. One reality, because of the functional differences, is referred as it has as if become 5. So he who comes to know about this thing, he attains immortality, he attains immortality. With this, the third question asked by the student, Kaushala, is over. Now, the next topic is very important. Then only we can understand the soul concept clearly. And then we will come to know there is nothing like soul. There is only Paramatma, no soul. Now the fourth question. Atha hainam sauryayani gargyaha papracha bhagavan etasmin purushe kani swapanti kani asmin jagrati katare esha devaha swapnan pashyati kasya etat sukham bhavati kasminnu sarve sampratitishthata bhavanti iti. Now, the next student, Gargya, who was the grandson of the Lord's son, Sauryayani, he said, O Lord, in this person, Asmin Purushe, Kani Swapanti, who sleeps? When we are sleeping, who sleeps? First question. Second, Kani Asmin Jagrati, and who is keeping awake? Third, Katara Esha Devaha Sapnan Pashyati, who is the experiencer of the dreams? Who is seeing the dream? Next question. Kasya etat sukham bhavati, when the dream is over in the deep sleep, whose is the bliss? In the deep sleep, we all experience bliss. To whom that bliss belongs? Kasminnu sarve sampratishthita bhavanti. And where this whole cinema is happening, what is the substratum? What is the foundation on which this whole thing is happening? So these are the questions. First, Asmin Purushe Kani Swapanti, number 1. Who are those organs, senses which sleep? Kani Jagrati, who keeps awake? Who sees the dream? In the deep sleep, who experiences the bliss? And where all these things are existing, where this whole drama of life is happening. These are the questions. Now see, this is what is called as the inquiry. Normally, our questions about dream is what? Swamiji, last night, I had a very bad dream. One cobra came, black, and he climbed on my chest. And he took out the jugular vein and was drinking my blood like Coca-Cola. And after that, the dream broke. No, Swamiji, what will happen? I said, I am worried about the cobra. He is still alive. With your blood going inside, he is still alive. No, don't make jokes. What will happen? Please tell me some puja. So the bad omen goes. Then I come to know, here is a beautiful bakra available for sacrifice. Then I tell, look here, it's a very bad omen. You have to do a puja. Lord Shiva's puja. So he is the wielder of all the snakes. Then go to such and such temple, do the puja, and make a golden snake, maybe weighing maybe around 1 kilo of gold. And after the puja is done, bring that snake and give it to me. Don't give it to the pujari. Then what will happen? Your worries about the black snake will be over, and the worries with the yellow snake will start. A replacement of the worries. That is all. See, friends, this is our interpretation of the snakes. I mean the dreams, sapna. But here the teacher asks this question. The students ask this question. In the dream, what is the experience? What is alive or what is awake? What is sleeping? Who is experiencing the dream? And where from the deep sleep bliss comes? And where these all things are happening? See? This is the inquiry about the dream. Now here, Tasmai Sahovacha, the teacher explained. यथा गार्ग्य मरीचयः अर्कस्य अस्तं गच्छतः सर्वा एतस्मिन् तेजो मंडले एकी भवन्ति ता पुनः पुनः उदयतः प्रचरन्ति एवं हवै तत्सर्वं परे देवे मनसि एकी भवति तेन तर्हि एष पुरुषः न शृणोति न पश्यति न जिघ्रति न रसयते न स्पृशते न अभिवदति नादत्ते नानन्दयते न विसृजते न नेनायते स्वपिति इति आचक्षते. Now the teacher tells. He first of all gives an example. Like when the sun sets, what happens to the sun rays? So all the sun rays, they go back to the sun. See, in the today's world, if you want to get another example, is when we are watching the TV and suddenly the light fails. So where all the light rays, because of which the picture was seen, where do they go? They go back to the source. So in the same manner, when the sun sets, where do all the rays of the sun? They go back to the sun. In the same manner, when the sun rises in the morning, again all the rays come out. If this example is clear, then pracharanti ta punaha punaha udayata pracharanti eva havai tatsarvam pare devi manasi eki bhavati. So all our faculties of perception, the ears, the eyes, the tongue, the nose and the skin, all of them, they come out of the mind and they go back to the mind. Be very, very attentive. Eyes are the structure through which the mind peeps out. Then that peeping mind out of the eyes is called as vision. See, man expressing through the wife is called as husband. Because of the structure, the expressions are different. When the man is in the office, a brigadier, he is roaring like a lion because he is a brigadier. And when he comes home in front of his wife, then he is no more roaring. There he is, meow, meow, meow. See the difference? So, one mind coming out of the eyes becomes the vision, coming out of the ears becoming the hearing ability. So what is in the dream that is happening? When sleep begins, the first step that happens is all the sense organs are withdrawn in the mind. When this is achieved with our freedom, then it is called as pratyahar in Yoga Shastra. See? So, manasi eki bhavati tena tarri, and therefore this person na shrunoti, na pashyati, na jigrate. Therefore all his perception, seeing, smelling, tasting, touching, holding, not holding, everything is completely stopped. And then we say, oh, he is sleeping. Swapiti iti achakshate. Then it is said, now this person is sleeping. You must have seen in your houses, small kids, they are very fond of some particular toy. So when they go to sleep, they will be holding on to the toy. They will not leave it. But when the child really, really sleeps, then the mother takes away the toy, puts it, and there is no problem. Because now he is sleeping. So his grip on the object through the organs of action and his perception of the world through the sense organs, everything disappears. Then we say, he is now sleeping. Swapiti iti achakshate. Now, these are all the fellows who are sleeping. Now, who is keeping awake? Pranagnaya eva etasmin pure jagrati. Then the prana doesn't sleep. So here prana means what? Prana means all the physiological systems, they do not sleep. The prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana, all the pancha pranas and pancha upapranas, they are constantly functioning, they never go to sleep. The blood circulation continues, the digestion continues, the hair grow, the nails grow. See, everything, and a healing of the body tissue also happens. It is only because of the prana shakti. Therefore, the sense organs and organs of action, they go to sleep because they are withdrawn totally in the mind, but the prana shakti, the 5 pranas, they do not sleep, they keep on functioning, they are still alive. And then, here these are some technical terms which we will not be able to appreciate and understand. Garhapatyo hava eshaha apano, vyano anvaharya pachanaha, yad garhyapatyad praniyate pranayad avahaniyaha pranaha. So the various kinds of fires which are used in the karma kanda. See, in our evening, our Swamiji Maharaj, he does this ahuti putting in the fire. So there we chant the mantras, Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukam Yuvandana Mrityor Mukshiyamamrita Swaha. So the fire is kept alive. Now these fire are of different types. Here we are not told, it is not necessary. So there are different types of fires, one type of fire is the one which is used in the house 24 hours the fire is on. Then there are different kinds of puja, etc. is done. So from that fire, main fire, a part is taken and another fire begins. So these are different types of fires in the Karma Kanda. So taking that as example, it is said that in this body, it is Garhapatya Agni is Apana, which is constantly receiving the thing. And then Pranaya is the Anvahara Agni. And then Avaniya Agni, the third type of Agni fire is the Prana, Apana, etc. Then, Yad Uchvasa Nichvasau Eto Ahuti Samam Nayati Sa Samanaha. Then constantly breathing in and breathing out is going on even in the deep sleep, it doesn't stop. Therefore, it is called as the Samanavayu. Therefore, he is Samam Nayati iti Samana. So, he is called as Samanavayu. Manova Hava Yajamanaha. And when the Yajna is done, there has to be a person who is doing the Yajna. See, in any picture of Yajna, if you see, there are following people. The Panditji, the Pujari, the Purohit, who is chanting the mantra. And the one who is offering the Ahuti, he is the Yajaman. It is for him that the particular Yajna is done. And then there is the fire, and then there are things that are offered. So here this picture is taken. So, Manohava Yajamanaha. Therefore, for whom the Yajna is done, it is done for the mind. So, it is for the mind only, the Prana, Agni is continuously kept alive. Ishta phalam eva udanaha. And when any karma is done, and when we get the thing that we wanted, we become extremely happy, and this is called as the udana. And in that happiness, we experience glimpses of the divine bliss. And therefore, enam yajanam anam ahar ahar brahma samayati. Therefore, this, in the deep sleep, every one of us go back to the absolute reality. Be attentive. What is that which recharges us with complete energy after deep, good sleep? See? It is something like, when we go to sleep, we put our mobile phone charging. And then when we wake up, it is fully charged. Whole day we can go on gossiping. Exactly the same way. When we go to sleep, as if we are plugged into the divine source of energy. And therefore, after a good sleep, few hours, we are fresh. Nobody says, any work you do for 3, 4, 8 hours, 10 hours, what is the next result? Come on, man, I am damn tired. I can't do any more. No, take rest. Very good, take rest. Suppose you sleep for 8 hours. Deep sleep, snoring away. After 8 hours of sleep, when we wake up, do we say, I am damn tired, sleeping for 8 hours, now I can't do anything? No. So what is that which recharges us after the deep sleep? Because we go back to the divine self that we are. See, friends, therefore those people who sleep, I like them most. They are in touch with the divine. And we are still struggling outside. Where is Paramatma? Where is God? Where is soul? See? A person who is in sleep, he is already in one with the Lord. Therefore, never wake up a person who is sleeping. Because you are separating him from the divine principle. See? Ahar ahar brahma gavayati. In this manner, in the sleep, be attentive. All our faculties, sense organs and organs of action, they are withdrawn in the mind. Then the pranas are still working for the sake of the mind. If the pranas do not work, be attentive, the mind will leave the body. See, the pranas have to continue. Then only the mind is existing in the body. And what is the mind? Mind is nothing but expression of the absolute conscious reality through the bulb of body. You know, in this bulb, there is a filament. In that filament, there is a potentiality. When electrical energy will pass through, it will give the light. Exactly the same way. If that filament is not proper, it is broken, there cannot be light. To maintain that filament of mind intact, the prana shakti's functioning is incessantly needed. This is how the prana is moving only for the mind. And after that, sometime one gets tired. Then, atra esha devaha swapne mahimanam anubhavati. Now the second stage in the sleep starts. First, withdrawal from the whole world, pranas are functioning, one chapter over. Now second chapter. Atra esha devaha swapne mahimanam anubhavati yad drishtam anupashyati shrutam evarth anushrunoti desha digantarishcha pratyanubhutam punah pratyunuvati drishtam cha shrutam cha anubhutam cha anubhutam cha satya sarvam pashyati sarvaha pashyati. Now this mind is the one which is now seeing his own glory. Be attentive. Dream is experienced by the mind, and all that is experienced by the mind is also the mind. So mind is the experiencer and mind is the experienced. It is something like, I am just looking at my palm. Oh, how nice it is, how beautiful it is. So I am the seer and I am the seen. They are not two. So in the dream, the mind, what the mind does, mahimanam anubhavati, he sees his own glory. So all the modifications of the mind, they are experienced by the mind itself. And what he sees in the mind, in the dream, whatever was seen during the day, that may be seen in the dream again. Whatever is seen, heard during the day, that may be heard in the dream. Whatever was smelt during the day, that may be smelt in the dream. Not only that, even what is not seen, that is seen. What is not heard, that is heard. In this manner, the mind keeps on modifying and all kinds of commotions are experienced by the mind. See? That is why it is said, like we have to take care of our body's health. We should take proper food. In the same manner, we have to take care of our mental health. And mental health is give good food to the mind. Good thoughts. The food of the mind is good thoughts. But if we are all the time only seeing the crime, nothing else. See? The other day I was seeing on TV, they were showing somewhere in, Middle East, where this, like Afghanistan, Iraq and all that, where the children were playing on the Eid. And what was the game the children were playing? Everyone had a plastic gun. That's the only thing. Now those who are seeing that thing around, those who are playing that, what will be their dream? Will their dream be that they are sitting for meditation? It cannot be. See, friends, therefore one of the important spiritual practices, don't feed your mind with negative, dirty, frustrating, worldly thoughts. Is one of the most important things. See, friends, most of the so-called prosperous people, those who are filthy rich, you see their lives. Keep awake up to 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And what do? All horrible, dirty things they keep on seeing on the internet or the TV. And then they'll be going to sleep sometime 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Brahma Muhurta, they go to sleep. And then they'll be awake sometime 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock. And during that period, what they'll be seeing? All the rubbish that they have gathered during the day is another replay of the same dirty movie. See, friends, this is the most pathetic thing in life. We all take care of our house. We all take care of our buildings, curtains, furniture, tables, crockery, food, organic, If you want to see the crazy people, go to USA. The most crazy people in the world are in USA. The whole country is moving only on the fads. There is no stability. There was a time when Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, that fad came and went away. Then second fad, the third fad. It is faddist. So there, they will be having everything, organic food. First they will say inorganic, then they will say organic. What food you should eat, they don't decide. McDonald's decides. What type of clothes they should put on, it is the Woolworth decides, not the human beings. They are dictated. And then they say, eat organic food. Outside they do everything. But what care we have taken about the kind of food that we can give to our mind. See, friends, unless we give importance to this, feed your mind with quality food, not the rubbish. And the same thing then comes in the dream. See, friends, therefore, Shrutam cha, ashrutam cha, anubhutam cha, ananubhutam cha, satcha, asatcha, sarvam pashyati, sarvaha pashyati. So in the dream, the mind is the seer of the dream and mind is the seen also. So the mind itself takes the position of the seer and the seen. And in this way, the mind keeps on enjoying, entertaining. And this dream, not only in the deep sleep we see, but we also see the dream when we are all by ourselves. What we do? Keep on talking to ourselves. We say that non-stop talking. If you really mean business on the spiritual path, try, stop talking to yourself. We only raise a question. If you will ask me like this, then I will reply like this thing. If you will say like this thing, then I will say like this thing. If I go there, if this kind of situation comes, I will interact this way. We keep on talking non-stop. Give it a chance. Stop talking to yourself. When we stop talking to ourselves during the waking experience, your dreams will reduce in number. See, because we are unable to stop talking at daytime, at night also we continue. So, in this manner, sa yada tejasa abhibhuto bhavati. Now, when the same mind is overpowered by the pitta, according to Ayurveda, there are 3 factors which are responsible for maintaining the metabolic life in every being. Kapha, Vata, Pitta. Pitta is the heat aspect in the body. So, heat, water and the air. These are the 3 principles because of which the body is maintained. Among them, the Pitta falls in the purview of the heat. So when this mind is thus enjoying or suffering so many dreams, and then because of that heat is created, pitta is created, and because of that it overpowers the mind, and the mind then dies as if or becomes quiet. And therefore, yada tejasa abhibhutaha bhavati atra esha devaha swapnan na pashyati, then all the dreams disappear. See, it is like, a child. The other day I received one email, and the title of the email was Overpowering Sleep. About half a dozen pictures were there. And one picture was one Chinese child, while eating the, noodles, with the noodles in his mouth and his head in the plate, sleeping. See? One child was playing somewhere with the shoes, and his head goes near the shoes and he sleeps there only. Overpowered by the sleep. In the same manner, when the mind is overpowered by the tejas or the pitta, then the dream cinema ends. So yada tedasa amibhuto bhavati atra esha devaha swapnan na pashyati, then he is no more seeing any dreams. Atha tad etasmin sharire etas sukham bhavati, and then in this body all the functions of the mind, etc., are completely quietened. And be attentive. And experience of sukham, bliss happens. Because in the deep sleep, because the mind is now fully withdrawn, there is no body left. Like in the waking, there is somebody. Man, woman, young, old, husband, wife, brother, sister. In the dream also the same thing, because the mind is still alive. But in the deep sleep, the mind is completely enfolded. Therefore, these two things, I am the body and I am somebody, both the things are erased completely. When these two things disappear, then that experience in the absence of the personality and the persons, that experience is called as the bliss. So, etat sukham bhavati. Then, in this body, the experience of bliss happens. See, now here the teacher tells us, Sa yatha somyo vayamsi vaso vruksham sampradishtante evam havai tat sarvam pare atmani sampradishtate. Now one of the question was, where do this all cinema drama is happening? So the teacher gives in a beautiful way. Just like in the evening, when the sun is setting, all the birds go back to their own nest on the tree. In the same manner, here it is said, evam tat sarvam pare atmani sampradishtate. Then all this, the objective world which was perceived through the sense organs, the achievements and failures through the organs of action, the joy and the sorrows of the mind, the waking experiences, the waker and the waking world, the dream experiences and the dream world, everything goes back to absolute conscious blissful reality that we are. There is no difference between deep sleep and samadhi. In deep sleep we do not know. In samadhi we know. This is the only difference. Therefore, in deep sleep you cannot conduct business in the world. A master who is in samadhi, he will be dynamically active in this world, and yet his samadhi will never break. See, friends, for a samadhi means like a statue, like in the outside we have got that poor Buddha sitting in a wrong posture. If you see that Buddha, his posture is wrong. But he is made out of stone, so never mind. So for a samadhi means sit one for half an hour and move 20 times in a minute, like that constantly. Pain here, pain there, pain, useless. That is not samadhi, it's a cartoon of samadhi. Samadhi is a 24 hours experience. See? Bhagavan Sri Krishna says in Gita, Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati sayyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashato mune. Sayyami means the one. Trayam ekatra sayyamaha. Patanjali says, when the dharana, dhyan, samadhi, then these three things happen simultaneously, that experience or that quality of the mind is called as Sayyama. So Yoga Shastra starts from Yama up to the Sayyama. But they will never start from Yama. They will directly start from the asana and do only acrobatics. Unless Yama Niyam is done, asana has no meaning. And Yama is the don'ts in life. And the Niyama is the do's in lives. The do's and don'ts we don't practice, and suddenly we want to become a yogi. Then what will be the yogi? Only twisting the body, but never straightening the mind. We have to straighten the mind, friends. Unless the mind is straightened, yoga is only acrobatics. It has no meaning. See? So, it is such a simple and straight thought. So, eta sarve pare atmani sampradishtate. So everything goes back. Now see, this is how one of the techniques given in the Vijnana Bhairav, one Tantra Shastra text on meditation tells. Or even Kathopanishad also it comes. There it is said, Yached vang manasi pradnya tad yached jnana atmani mahati niyached tad yached shante atmani. Withdraw from the objective world, come to the sense organs. Withdraw from the sense organs, come to the mind. Withdraw from the mind, come to the individual intellect. Withdraw from the individual intellect, merge in the total intellect. And from the total intellect, merge in the absolute self without going to Prakriti. Yoga takes us to the Prakriti, not to Purusha. Therefore, when you are sitting, this is a simple technique. Instead of struggling with this thing, meditation is a journey which begins from nowhere and it ends nowhere and you get nothing out of it. It is not a journey in time. It is not a journey in space. It is not journey by a body, because there is no body left. See, friends, so when you are sitting, for example, drop all the worldly objects, come to the sense organs. Drop all the sense organs, come to the mind. Drop the mind, come to the individual self. Drop the individual self, merge in the total self. Individual self is an effect, total self is the cause. That which is beyond the individual self and the total self is beyond the soul. Waves are the individual self, ocean is the total self, water is beyond the waves and the ocean. There is no gain in this. Even a simple thing like sleep. Eat sleep again? No, it is a loss. In the sleep we leave, we give up everything. We are neither Indian nor American. We are neither in Lonavala nor in London. We are neither man nor woman. We are neither rich nor poor, neither student nor teacher. Ultimately, everything is dropped. And when everything is dropped, then alone sleep is experienced. So such a simple thing like sleep demands renunciation of everything. And if we want a spiritual path, and imagine what will I get, we are in the wrong direction. You are not going to get anything. Are you ready for this bargain? If you are not ready for this bargain, you are going the wrong way. Get away. Open a, yogi juice corner. You go to, where I was recently, Indore, I think, yes. There was, when we were going by car, there we saw big board, yogi bar and restaurant. Here. So you go there with your asana and all that, take this. This is called as spiritual meditation with the spirit inside. And then there is, the Shambhavi Mudra, because they are already drunk, You don't have to struggle for meditation, They are See, friends, be prepared for this truth. You are not going to get anything in this world. See? It is something like, we were investigating the mirage waters. What the mirage water is made up of, what are the chemical contents of the mirage waters, is it potable or not, how much mirage water can be collected within 1 hour, what is the source of mirage waters. You keep on doing it and ultimately what you will get is nothing. In the same manner, this world. And you will not get even yourself, I guarantee you. Because you are not away from yourself. See, a man can become a husband, husband can never become a man. Why? Because he is already a man. See, friends, it is not we are getting something which we don't have. Praptasya prapti. You are that. Discover. Therefore, in Vedanta Shastra, this topic is called as the Avasthatraya Viveka. We have to analyze waking, dream, deep sleep experiences exhaustively. But normally we keep ourselves only in the waking experiences, and then we write an autobiography of a waking fellow. See? I was born here and I don't know why I was not dying. And then I went in Himalayas and from there I was kicked. So then here I came, I don't know what to do. Then I thought, let me start a yoga studio. This has no meaning, friends. Rise above and come to discover that everything is in me. See, yasmin sarvani bhutani atmannevanu pashyati sarva bhutastam atmanam na tato vijugupsate. When one comes to discover the whole world is in me and I am in the whole world, there cannot be any element of disliking, hatred for anything or anybody. Such a person loves the world, but his love is not an action. His love is an experience. A boy and a girl, for them, love is an action. Therefore, they fall in love. And when they fall in love, they get hurt. When they get hurt, they get married. See? And they suffer throughout life. See, friends. But the love between the mother and the child, that love is not an action. It is an experience. The great masters love this world, not as an action. It is their experience. Then alone we have gone beyond the soul. Otherwise, I versus you, This is remaining in the soul curry. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.